Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Wednesday the 3rd of June. So starting looking at the news out today, excuse me, at 9:30 we've got the final services PMI. It's the final services, the final number. We've already had a flash number. It's less likely to create any volatility, and in any case, all of this news at the moment really isn't getting the markets moving. It's all pretty much built in there. The worst is expected, the best comes through, and it makes a little difference. So at this stage, well, 9:30, be aware there could be volatility. We've got G7 meetings today, all planned now. Could get all sorts of comments coming from that, and that is a more significant bit of news there. But I would expect most of those finance ministers that will be attending will be really saying the same old. So not expecting too much in the differences there. ADP non-farm payrolls at 115. So the first taste of what the volume of the unemployment numbers may be like in the US at 115. Again, it doesn't, well, generally doesn't make a massive difference to the numbers anyway, but it might have a slight impact at 115. It's just really been aware of these numbers coming out. 3 o'clock, Bank of Canada rate statement and overnight rate. It's not expected to be changed there. And again, a lot of these things have been said before. There's nothing here. ISM non-manufacturing data out there, or services data also coming out at 3 o'clock. So some data coming out. Normally, in a normal circumstances, you might be quite wary of some of these. In the current situation, I don't think it's going to make a significant difference, but I can be proved wrong. So looking at the euro dollar at the moment, and well, we've seen this continue to run up here. Positive days. That's 9 days on the road. So now 2, 4, 6. I can't count. 7. Okay. 7 days on a row, running in towards that daily 500. Maybe we'll catch into that today. We'll see. Looking down the time frames, well, 4 hourly high lows, higher highs still coming through. It was looking like there was a bit of divergence off earlier in the week. That almost caught a secondary divergence, but not. Probably at the time it was, but it's pushed through anyway, and you can see the signal line there is pushed back up and still looking reasonably decent there into its weekly R1. Coming down the time frame, 60-minute here, we are sitting right into the daily R1. Looking at it, maybe just consolidate. We may, with this market, get at least a down day at some point. It's got the daily pivot below. Maybe it will pull back towards that at some stage. If we see it selling off, it may become a target. It pulled back to it on Monday, then pushed up again. May do the same again today. So just watching if it starts breaking down. In terms of upside, well, upside targets, it's so close now. It's at daily 500, I guess. If it does a retrace, that may be the point to be trading back up to. So bullish trend, but may get a roll at some point. The pound again, reasonably a good run now. Just 5 days here. It's run into its monthly R1 as we're looking at it today. It has got the possibility of pushing up further into that 200 that's above there. That's been tapping away at that 200. Maybe this time it got broken if it does get there. But again, it could be a target for it at some stage if we get a decent retrace. So just watching there, just coming down the time frames here, and well, again a sell-off here this morning. Daily pivot untouched, maybe a target. So let's just watch what sets itself this morning. Dollar yen yesterday finally got a bit of a shove at one direction. It's a bit of a surprising direction, but maybe unloading some of the it's sort of the risk back on, and it's just sort of unloading positions there. But it's the Institute's favourite. This is so one of the favourites. So we may see a change of this at some stage. Maybe the institutions have got it wrong. But looking at it, well, it's pitching up there. ugly sort of pattern when you come down to hit this 60-minute time frame. Perhaps if the other markets are running and this does roll over, we may get a move down back towards its daily pivot. It hasn't gone up there yet and caught the R1, so it's sort of sitting there in no man's land at this stage. Maybe it will drop off there, but ugly sort of pattern, divergence into the highs there, into the Asian session, and well, pushing back up at the moment. Higher low confirmed through there, but as I say, at some stage here it may just roll back towards that 108.30 area. We'll see on that one. Aussie dollar. So Aussie, one of the strongest ones markets out there, certainly over the last month. Strongest currencies, pushing up strongly again today. It's already pushed through, but pushed into that 500, pulling back at this stage. It's already into its weekly R4, so it's had quite a shift up this week in gears. Consolidating now on the 60-minute here and looking a bit softer. Now again, later as the market we start seeing the volumes coming through, maybe that'll pitch back up there, but a roll back maybe to 21s, 34, even daily pivot maybe on the cards. May give opportunities to buy back down here, and but I need a decent correction to be doing so. That's the Aussie, and finally the Canadian dollar. Put the right button here. Canadian dollar, excuse me, the strength continued against the US dollar here. The US dollar soft, and we're seeing that sort of move back again to another key moving average. We're looking at the daily 200 here, and well, short term here we might have a little bit of divergence kicking on as expected. Yeah, so this little price action here giving a little bit of divergence there on the 4-hourly, coming down the time frames. Well, it's all a bit slow, but this really does look like it's going to just continue down. It's probably, yeah, I thought so, a bit of MACD divergence across these lows coming through here, double divergence kicking through. So you can see it really in the RSI here as well, so a bit of double divergence kicking through there. Again, all of these markets, they're in a decent trend, whichever, I mean this one to the downside, the pound, the euro, etc., to the upside. It's either, well, it's going to be difficult to jump on board some of these. It may be that we have a little counter trade at some point if they start setting up, or we just wait for the retracements and the continuation. So that's how it sits with those. Looking elsewhere then, oil market. Let's have a look at this. Been a bit choppy, but yesterday it managed to gain positive day and pushed up further later into today. This morning it's already pushing up there, back up to $37. So it's pushed up quite strong, this. Bit of divergence sitting there though at the moment across the tops there. Maybe if it starts breaking down again, same old picture we're seeing across a lot of these markets. They start breaking down, we've got some targets to head for, but we'll see how far they get back. S&P's another one that's been rolling off. So rolling off, continue rolling upwards, off, and there you go. Just continued its run. Last couple of 4-hourly bars a bit iffy, a couple of shooting star sort of bars, and again we sort of got this certainly got a divergence on the 60-minute there, so there's plenty of divergences running through these markets. Perhaps a slowdown, a softening may be on its way, and a bit of a correction from these moves, but it's a common theme right the way across. So there we go. I wish you a great day. That's it for me. Bye for now.